Hello, thank you for tuning in to Tasha Smiles Daily. Today's another good one. I've got my friend Hanat. She's from Uganda. She's going to be talking to us a little bit about what it's like living in California without any of her friends here. She has her bachelor's degree. She's going on for her master's right now, and then she will go for her PhD. But we have a short little conversation talking about what it's like to be here without her family. So please enjoy. Don't forget, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Yes. Have a great day. The sun and the moon up above us, shining down on the night. And there's something about the atmosphere, it just feels so right.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, hello, Hanat.
Hey,
Hello,
Tasha.
hello. It's been a long time since we've been planning this thing out. Boy, we couldn't get it together now, could we, my sister?
I know. Our sister Rona came to visit and has stayed for a long time.
Yeah, and we don't know when Rona is going to be leaving, but boy, we sure welcome her to go.
I know. It's a little crazy right now, but yes.
Thanks so much for doing this, Hanat. Since you are you're more quiet than me. I mean, first of all, who isn't more quiet than me first? Because I clearly am never quiet. So how are you really doing with this, being inside? I bet you're loving it.
I'm loving it, but there's some days where I'm not.
Really?
To be honest. These are the times you get to really discover where on the spectrum of being an extrovert and an introvert, where you really lie. And I did not realize how much energy other people feed into me.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's a good learning lesson. So even though you're typically quiet and introverted, you really feed off people like me that are not so quiet.
Yeah. I don't think my family would agree that I'm not quiet though.
Your family? You don't think they'd agree with that?
No, they know I have my craziness and my crazy days. So.
I have yet to see that yet. So I guess I'd have to. I would welcome that actually, but no, I've never seen that side of you. But the reason I wanted to have you on here is because you're such a gentle spirit and such a calm soul, and we developed our friendship through the college, and so I just wanted to ask some questions that I've never had the chance to ask you on my own in conversations. Our conversations are always kind of in passing. We meet every blue moon, but I never ask you the questions I really want to ask you about where you're from. So could you tell everyone where you are originally from before you came to California?
Right. I was born and raised for my early childhood until the age of 9 in Uganda. So for those who are wondering where Uganda is, it's that little pearl of Africa in the southeast, surrounded by Kenya, Tanzania, Sudan, and Rwanda, and Congo, Republic of Congo on one side. And then the rest of my life was raised in England, South London. So I have been for over 10, almost 12 years now, I've been contemplating on my next move of what to do in order to build that legacy and make a difference. So when I left the Middle East, after teaching there for some time, I went back to the UK and I knew that it was time for me to go back to school. So I wanted to be able to enter that world of counseling or offering some kind of therapeutic services to children especially, and families and women in socially economic status that is lower than the norm. That when I met a friend of mine and they explained to me that I can just come for the summer and actually interview at some colleges, find out where I want to be. And California was not really the place I was actually thinking of. I thought I would be maybe Utah at Brigham Young University, or you know.
That would have been interesting.
I know, that's pretty much. Or Texas, Houston.
Yeah.
So, but I came to MJC was, after meeting some advisors at Sacramento, and they suggested I needed some prerequisite classes to meet the requirements for their program. And when I came
because
to MJC,
if you could explain a little bit, you already had your bachelor's and
yes,
from where you were from, and so that's what gave you the opportunity to become a teacher where you were at prior. So could you kind of explain a little bit of what happened when you got here as far as the credentialing was concerned and why you had to take classes from MJC?
Okay. Well, when I came this summer, I believe it was summer 2017, that summer, is when I came. And the thing is with, as an international student, and many international students go through this, is not all the colleges will accept your transcripts. And if they do, they have to do an evaluation to see if you meet the same GPA that they require for their program for that specific college. So if you don't meet that, then you need to find a way of either getting your grades up. That may mean taking extra classes. And if your evaluation doesn't really meet their standard, then that may mean either you have to do your BA again, so that you receive the GPA required. But for me, it was just to take the extra classes and those credits, and also the prerequisite classes for the masters in counseling and school psychology would be accepted, So I wanted to kind of like kill two birds with one stone.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what ended up leading me to MJC. So I thought, okay, there's a local college here, Sacramento, is just not too far away.
Yeah.
Maybe I could just do the transition from, one Californian school to another.
Yeah.
And I met you.
Yay!
Tonight.
Yay! I'm so glad I met you. You're such I know you keep saying you've got all this energy, but for me, like, you're my calm person. Like, I know if I'm over the top, really feeling a little on edge, which is often, I like to be around you because you're so the same all the time. You're so mellow and relaxed and just a calming spirit. So when I'm around you, I'm always able to take it down a notch, which is very difficult for me. So I love being around you because I just know I can breathe, relax. It's always a nice conversation. It's always an easy conversation, but I never end up asking you the questions that I want to ask you because I'm just so calm. Like, I'm so relaxed that it doesn't come to my mind to ask these questions. But I wanted to ask you, what have you found to be one of the greatest challenges of living here without your family? What has been the biggest challenge about that? Because you never complain. Like, I never hear you complaining about not being with your family. That's why I wonder, what are the challenges being here without them?
Right. Huh. For me, it's a little bit weird because from as little as I can remember, like from a very, very young age, my parents always encouraged me to kind of be independent and away from them. So I'm one of those people who misses people a lot after I've spent time with you. So going home and spending time with my mother or my nieces and nephews, my sisters, my brother, it's when I realized that when I come back here, that I actually miss them. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, you
Yeah.
know, I want to be on my mom's lap, making her laugh.
Hanat,
know,
you
or
are
annoying
too
her.
grown to be on your mom's lap. Stop it.
Oh, girl, African children are never too grown. We
I
still
love
sit
it.
on our parents' lap.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
We're never too grown, and she reminds me. I mean, her father lived till 98 years old,
Wow.
and now and then he will call his daughter, grown as she is, come on here, and she will be treated like that 3-year-old and sitting on Papa's lap. We're all different.
Yeah. So when you say that you do miss them, like what do you miss the most about your family?
I think the laughter.
Yeah.
We are a family that do the most silliest things together. You know, I mean, I probably should have asked my mom permission before I share some of her little stories. But this is this is my mom, you know, to the T. And she's taught us, one of the things I love is she literally follows that proverb that a lot of Africans carry. And the proverb goes like this: what you help a child to love can be the most important thing than what you help them to learn. You know?
Yeah.
And she has always taught us to love one another as sisters and as brother. She, you know, her thing was like, they're always going to be your best friends.
Yeah.
You know? And in life, you can make tons and tons of friends. But when you are most in need, guess what? Who are you going to call? And it lives up to reality. In the most moments of my darkest hour, I pick up the phone and it'll be my sisters, you know, or my brother or my mom.
Yeah.
So, you know, my mom, when she is stressed out, she's always laughing. You know, she's one of those people who's like, you never allow somebody else to take that laughter and joy away from you. If they do, then you know that you're not in the right place with that person.
That is so good.
Yeah, no,
That's
it
good.
is, because people can suck you, you know? People can literally suck your energy just because they're experiencing a different type of life to you. So, and if you keep surrounding around yourself by sucky-buses, I call them.
Sucky-buses?
They will suck.
Sucky-buses?
I call them sucky-buses.
I have to get the spelling for that. I don't know if you're saying sucky-buses or sucky-buses. Like here we say, oh, you suck. Are you saying sucky, or are you saying stucky, like I stuck a pin in the wall?
Sucky-buses. They like
Sucky-buses.
suck you.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. They suck you.
Okay, yeah. We definitely wouldn't say that here. But I'll make a mental note of it because I find it hilarious.
I usually make up my own words now and then. I'm sure I hope somebody out there knows what a succubus is. Maybe
no, I get it. I
Shaun.
completely get what it is. It's just that the phrase is I think for American culture, I think it sounds almost like a cuss word. A sucky-bus. Get off my sucky-bus. You're on the sucky-bus. So Hanat, what are your plans now that you're a graduate? You know, are you going on for your master's now? What is your plan now? And what will you be doing? Are you sticking with child development? Or are you changing over? What are you going to do?
I think I will still stick with working and supporting children and adolescents. So that is my biggest area. You know, all of us are grown, and many of us have, you know, learned lessons in life that we are living by. But there are others who are still coming through just behind us who need our support and our help. So right now, my immediate thing, since I have recently been hired to be a substance use disorder counselor,
Congratulations, congratulations. And
and
you're freezing,
the specialty.
you're freezing up
Thank
again.
you.
But yes, congratulations on the new job.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. I'm
so
excited.
I bet. Is that going to leave you here in California, or are you going to take that back, or are you going to travel somewhere else? What are your plans as far as your education to keep going for your master's?
My master's is going to be here in California.
Oh, okay. So I
yeah,
have a few
it
more
will
calming
be.
moments coming my way.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. No, the program I actually found, and it's one that was recommended to me by one of the mentor that we share,
Yes.
you know, our beautiful queen in our queendom.
Yes.
Is actually an MFT program, and it's provided by Pacific Oaks, but it's the only one that specializes in African American studies.
Interesting. Wow. Great. And so will that begin right away, or will you get a little break before, like, are you going to have a little
That
summer?
begins right away.
Oh, no break. Oh,
No
man.
break. It's
Well,
okay.
that's
I've had
okay.
a break.
Yeah. And that's
know.
okay, because the sooner you do it, the sooner you'll be done and you'll be on for your PhD. So I'm sure you're on track for the PhD
Exactly.
as well, right?
Yeah, and be able to help more people.
Yeah.
As well.
That's what it's all about. And you know, the good part and the bad part about our mentor is that we are not allowed to stop without getting the PhD. And that's good. That's good. But I mean, it gets hard, but at least we have her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thank God we have Dr. Jackson, because boy, what would we do on those rainy days?
I know, but if it's not her, we've got Professor Torres, and if it's not her, it's Professor Baru. So,
yes.
or Professor Metcalf. They're all saying you do not stop until you get to your final destination.
Yes.
So for me, in this field, I don't know when that final destination is going to be.
Yeah, I know, it's so weird, because now, like, I can finally, I know that I shared with you, but like, it took me forever to get my AA. So I was just thinking, gosh, I can't go on with school like after this. Like, it just took me so long with the kids, and you know, the hiccups that I had with math, that, you know, we don't need to go into that, but my math that I couldn't get through. But I'm telling you, now I just have this like pep in my step to like hurry up and get the BA so I can get the master's and then get the PhD. And I mean, who knows? And it's so interesting that each class I take, I find that, especially towards the end, I was more and more appreciative of the things that I was learning. Like in the beginning, I mean, I was glad that I was learning in the beginning when I first came back, but it seems like once you get towards the end of your program, you know, for your degree, it seems like, man, that stuff is like soaked in, and like you can find knowledge in whatever class you're in that you can pull out from another class that isn't even related. You know, it's just funny how education is that way. And I'm happy that you are going through with your master's. I'm really excited for you, and I'm right behind you, thank God. And I'm glad you're staying in California. Thank you so much for letting me ask you these questions that I have been wanting to ask, and just never got around to asking them. There was one more thing that I wanted to ask you about. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's just stuck there apparently, so I can't remember. I'll have to ask you offline, but
you know,
thank you.
You know, but there is something, I think, when you mentioned about our mentors, and also that kind of like link of knowledge that we find during different classes.
Yeah,
I have loved that about the teachers that we've been blessed to, you know, to be with. And because, you know, one of the things, they're wise. These are wise. They're educators, but they're wise people who want to pass on that wisdom to the next.
You know what I find so beautiful is that they allow us to be mentored by them. Like, they don't have to. Like, they don't have to answer the phone when we call. They don't have to. but they choose to. And it's just so interesting that they have allowed themselves to be open like that and to be our mentors, you know, because what would we do without our mentors? Like those are our biggest cheerleaders, you know, and where would we be without the mentors? Because how many times do we feel like we're going to give up and they're like, oh no, you're not, you got this. You got this. And if you don't got this, give me a call and I'll tell you why you got this. You know, it's just, we're fortunate to have this situation, and we're not alone. They have so many different students that they mentor, and that's a blessing. That is such a blessing.
Right. So. Yeah, it really, really is. And I think for students who are coming in, you know, like I came here without family, you know, and I've been just blessed to be able to have I'm going to just say it's a privilege and to be able to be blessed by so many good people. You know, it's like God decided to say, okay, you're going to California, but I'm going to spread those angels out there for you. You know? That these people in our lives haven't just been mentors. A lot of them have become mothers, sisters, you know, that confidant, that friend, you know, I mean, you are one that I've had those moments where I've walked into your office and I'm like, Tasha, I just don't know what to do. And you've gone into that beautiful wisdom mindset of yours, that wise place where you're not just empathetic, you know, empathic to help me see what I'm experiencing and feel validated, but you go beyond that and you share that experience with me.
Oh,
you know?
Thank you, Hanat.
So,
I get that from my mentors.
You've been a blessing. You have.
Thank you. You are a blessing too. And anything that I impart in you is because I've gotten something from, as you mentioned, Dr. Jackson, Professor Torres, Professor Metcalf, Professor Baru, you know, all of these women, they empower me and encourage me. And then that way, when my friends come along and they're feeling down, I can encourage them with some of these great words that they've, you know, spoken over my life. And we're just lucky. That's all I shouldn't even say lucky. We are blessed because we're blessed that we came to their lives at a time where they were willing and open to accept us as under their mentorship. You know, it's just true. It's a great thing. But thank you for talking to me, and I look forward to seeing you and following in your footsteps as you go ahead with this education. And when I have my cry spells and I need to talk to someone and maybe one of those professors aren't available and you're there, I'm going to call you too. So
I got
I'm
you.
Glad that you're here.
I got you. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Love you.
Love you. Thank you.
Have a good day. Okay. Bye.